What's up, guys? Ben here with Tactical Nutrition. I'm out in the middle of Idaho on my way back to my hotel. Decided to do a video. And so, a health related video, a couple of things. So, two topics that I bought a book called Bypassing Bypass. It's an old health book, I think from like the late 80s, early 90s. And it talks about chelation. What I was talking about is bypassing heart bypass surgery. And if you don't know what chelation is, it is the removal of toxins and heavy metals from your body, like how it actually happens. So people hear the words detox and, these words kind of get thrown around. I don't think people really internalize them and realize what they mean. But what a chelate is, and chelation is the actual process of an antioxidant of a certain certain type or source, or a molecule for that matter, that binds to a heavy metal or a pesticide or some toxins, but mainly metals that get into our body that aren't supposed to be there. Even plastics as well. Binds to them to where they can then be expelled from the body. It's called chelation. And so certain vitamins and minerals and antioxidants would be called a chelate. And I think this is very important for people to understand because we know that we're eating a lot of plastics in our food. We know that our skies are being poisoned. I mean, just right now, you can't quite see it, but there's smoke from wildfires all around Idaho and the North US. There's pesticides in the water. There's pharmaceuticals in the water, in the drinking water. There's fluoride in the water. That's one of the toxins that we remove. There's poisons in the food. There's fake food, Franken food that isn't even actually food. We're being poisoned. We're poisoning ourselves, and it's becoming normalized. And a lot of diseases are caused from this. People can argue that all they want, but most people do not eat healthy. Most people are not drinking clean water. The things I just talked about. And we're not taught to do this, which is one of the things. I'm not trying not to blame people. I sometimes get into this blame game mentality where I sound like I'm kind of lecturing. And in a way, I am kind of lecturing because I'm used to helping people and teaching groups how to be healthy. So you kind of have to take that professorial tactic. But so chelation was the first thing. So what you can do for that is look into it yourself, first of all. I'm not a chelation expert. I just know about the process itself and the idea of removing heavy metals from your body, which do in fact store in certain tissues, in fat tissues. And because they store in fat tissues, they store in your brain a lot. So you'll get things like maybe aluminum or mercury. And it's not as simple as I'm making it because there's different types of metals as well. Like there's fluoride and there's fluorites and there's chlorine and there's chloride, and they're not the same thing. Some are kind of harmless, sodium chloride, and then while some are harmful, such as chlorine gas. So anyway, cleaning up your diet, and obviously cleaning up your diet is first and foremost what you do. The water and the food are the things that you can control the most of. And what you'll notice is that your body will go through detoxification, and it can take weeks to months to get rid of these things. And you're never going to get rid of all of them because we live in the real world, no matter where we are. For instance, I live in Idaho, which is a fairly clean state, but even Lake Coeur d'Alene has some of the highest lead levels in the United States. You're not supposed to eat the fish out of our lake, I guess. So you can't escape it just by thinking, oh, I'm out in nature, although nature is good. But the second thing I would talk about is fasting, which is another crucial idea that can help people be healthier and healthier. Now, there's different types of fasting. There's intermittent fasting, which is like eating during a certain window I tend to do this more often. I don't keep an exact eating schedule, but generally it's between like 11 and 8, 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. is my eating window. Sometimes I eat later, sometimes I eat earlier, but I generally keep that structure. What that does is it gives your body ample time between 8 p.m. and 11 a.m. to heal the body. Because when you eat a lot, I'm gonna start walking as I do this video because my legs are getting tired and restless. So when you're constantly eating, and this is a dichotomy that hits the fitness industry, because if you're trying to like bulk up and get really fit, sometimes you find yourself in a time when you're eating a lot. Like when I'm trying to bulk up, I could be eating 4 to 5 meals a day. But if you do this for a long enough period, you're not giving your body a chance to heal. It's too busy processing all this food, and a lot of it is junk food. I mean, now we can argue about that all day long, but I think people understand that when you do fast, and I'm going to talk about a longer fast now, which is like a 36-hour to even up to a 72-hour fast, which you shouldn't do too long, depending on your goals. And there are certain populations that shouldn't fast. For instance, kids that are growing and need a lot of nutrients for their bodies, so they don't stunt their growth. But when you go for long enough, your body starts to go into what's called adaptosis, I think. I might be mispronouncing that. Adaptosis, which is essentially when it starts to digest and remove bugs, dead cells and malfunctioning cells, and also i.e. cancer cells. It's the process of healing your body by removing the trash cells and replacing them and replenishing them and healing them. So when you fast, that tends to happen. Another thing that fasting does is it increases growth hormone and insulin sensitivity, which may seem kind of counterproductive, but when you're working out a lot and you're trying to like get fit, you want to be insulin sensitive. That means the muscle cells are receptive to insulin, and they will strive to put more nutrients into the muscle when you actually eat, as opposed to fat cells. Insulin sensitivity. So if you have insulin resistance, that is basically called type 2 diabetes. That's the opposite. That's when your body needs to excrete a lot of insulin, so you're excreting insulin constantly, which puts your body in a storage mode constantly, and it goes to your fat cells, and the muscle cells become resistant, usually from just way too much sugar, but also just too much stress on the body in general. So that's another benefit of fasting. So how do I like mix these two items together, ideas? Chelation, also detoxification in general, because they're oftentimes quite the same thing. I'll explain that here in a second. And fasting, you can really give your body a chance to heal up and get rid of and reboot, so to speak. So one more thing that'll happen when you fast is, again, like when you're eating constantly, there's a lot of blood that's driving to your digestive tract because it's needed to, energy from your body, literal energy is needed to digest food and extract the nutrients for your body. It's a give and take, you know? So if you're eating all the time, your digestive tract is slowly, I don't want to say necessarily getting damaged, although over time, if you're eating all the time and you're morbidly obese, yes, it is. But it's messing up the gut bacteria, and it needs time to revitalize. This is why oftentimes a lot of the fitness people I follow that I consider experts, they'll do like a 72-hour fast once a week, which is not as long as you'd think. I mean, it's 3 days, but if it's like you say, you fast over the weekend, then you can do a 72-hour fast. So fasting, and then what I like to do is called like a controlled fast, where I'm not eating food, but I am consuming nutrition. People, if you're interested in my nutrition program, you can direct message me. my Herbalife nutrition supplements are a huge part of this, because what it's happening is I'm fasting from food, but I'm consuming water, which has 0 calories in it, clean water. Also, I'm consuming bee attack. I'm consuming nutrition. Sorry. I'm consuming nutrients, but not calories. And this is another idea I heard years ago from another fitness guru guy. And I thought it was very interesting, because he was talking about how just extracting the actual nutrients your body needs without the calories, right? So if I take my multivitamin, I take my cell activator, this is called Formula 1-2, my fish oils, which can have a little calories, but negligible. So I'm getting omega-3 fatty acids, DHA, EPA. I'm getting all the things in the multivitamin, one of the biggest being magnesium, and the other being iodine, which is something that most people are deficient in, along with selenium. I'm consuming that multivitamin 3 times a day. The cell activator, which has like shiitake mushroom extract, pomegranate rind extract, these herbal extracts. So my body is still in a state of, detoxifying and healing, because I'm not consuming so much food. And believe it or not, you won't lose that much muscle if you do this properly. But at the same time, I'm getting the chelates in there. Another thing would be like lemon juice. I take a lot of iodized salt, Celtic sea salt, drizzle that in the water. I'll even have a little bit of fruit juice and things like that. It's not a total 0 calorie fast, so it's not technically like a real fast. It's a pseudo fast. And so if you do this once a week or so, give your body time to heal up, but consume nutrients while you're doing it. Your body, you're going to notice that when you fast in general, you're going to go to the bathroom a lot, because that's part of your body's detoxing. It's just, let's be adults about this. You'll be peeing a lot more. You'll be doing number 2 a lot more. Not necessarily all the time, but for the short term. And this is actually a good sign that your body's getting rid of things. And so you're also going to be urinating out a lot of water-soluble vitamins, vitamin C, the B vitamins, etc. There's a lot of things that are water-soluble. Fat-soluble things like vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin D will tend to store a little bit longer. But I like to consume a lot of B vitamins and also electrolytes and things like that I know that I'm losing through urine. And so guys, I hope this, I kind of bounced around here. I just really wanted to make a video today, post this on YouTube. But it's important that we know how to navigate between active, which is like eating a lot and working out a lot and eating quality foods and things like that, and working hard and being active in various ways, but then a time to rest. And a lot of times these days, we have these like workhorse type of, gurus out there that are just talking about like, no sleep, I don't do any of this. And maybe that works for them. But I think for the average person, if you want long-term health, you need to know not necessarily when to like relax. And usually when people relax, they fall into bad habits. But you need to know when to revamp where your body's energy levels are going, besides going like always to your brain and to your muscles when you're actually being active, to going to the vital organs in your body and replenishing and healing them, which is the key to overall health. And this is why I think I don't get sick a whole lot. And I think other people could tend to do the same thing. It would help. So anyway, guys, if this video helped you, go ahead and like and comment and share. Message me if you have any questions. I will post this on YouTube and Facebook. If you need help with a nutrition plan or custom workout plans or with an Herbalife nutrition plan, don't ever be shy about messaging me. I can send you a catalog or just kind of give you ideas on how to improve your health. And with that, I wish you guys a good day.